You're welcome to Logos Aflame Daily Devotional Podcast. Be blessed as you listen.
October 3rd, today's topic is God equips whom He sends. From the very beginning, God has required men to carry out assignments for Him on earth. Adam and Eve, Noah, Abraham, until our present day. Innumerable men have heard the call of God. In today's reading, we see God's mission for Jeremiah. What is striking about Jeremiah, and indeed many of God's chosen messengers, is that they did not seem capable of handling the assignment. They were not the ideal candidates according to the yardstick of man. Moses had a speech impediment and was taciturn. David was merely a boy. Deborah was a woman of a highly patriarchal society. For Jeremiah, his argument was that he was too young to carry out such an important mission to the rebellious Israelites. However, that did not seem to matter to God. He assured Jeremiah he was well aware of Jeremiah's age before he appointed him to be the carrier of the messages he had for his people. I knew you before I formed you in your mother's womb. Before you were born, I set you apart and appointed you as my prophet to the nations. Jeremiah 1:5, New Living Translation. Even Apostle Paul, before he began his ministry, was an avid persecutor of the gospel. It would be hard to find a more unsuitable candidate as Paul, yet God sent him to the Gentiles to be the herald of the gospel he had so passionately persecuted, and God used him marvelously for his glory. God does not require pedigree, qualification, or experience from those he sends on assignment. What God looks for, as we read in the story of David, is the heart of a man and his willingness to obey God's leading. He always equips the man he has chosen and provides the resources he needs to carry out the assignment successfully, physically, spiritually, and otherwise. For Jeremiah, God gave him the courage he required and the words to speak. This assurance of God's equipment is why Paul writes in Philippians 4:13, "For I can do everything through Christ who gives me strength." God has not changed his ways even today. When he calls us, all he requires us to do is to obey, trusting that he will provide all that we need to do his will for his good pleasure. He who has sent us will accomplish his work. What is God calling us to do today? Will we drop our doubts and fears and simply obey? Practical reflections. 1. In what way has God been calling me? 2. What are those limiting factors that I consider hindrances? Am I ready to surrender to them? Our Bible reading is from Jeremiah 1:1 through 2:30, Philippians 4:1-23, Psalm 75 1-10, Proverbs 24:17-20. Our memory verse is from Jeremiah 1:18a, using the New Living Translation. For see, today I have made you strong like a fortified city that cannot be captured, like an iron pillar or a bronze wall.
We would love to hear from you. Please send your messages and prayer requests to our email, office@logosaflameministries.org, or visit our Facebook page, Logos of Flame Ministries, and drop a message. God bless.